Hey guys, so this week has thrown me for a loop, and I gotta be honest with you, I can't find the time to sit down and film a YouTube video of makeup. So basically, Monday, I filmed my video, I uploaded it, which did so well. I'm so thankful to all of you guys for liking that video. I'm so glad you guys did like it. It was so fun. I love making funny, like jokey, silly, not so serious content. That's always my favorite. I love doing it like more than I can absolutely explain. That video was so much fun. If you guys haven't seen that, I will link it up here, and it was my full face of first impressions, testing out a bunch of new makeup, and I still have so much I want to test, so that'll be coming out really soon. I now have the community tab on YouTube, so if you guys don't know what that is, basically when you're in your subscriptions tab, it'll say up at the top on the left, it'll say like videos only or videos and posts. If you choose videos and posts, you can see posts from me or your favorite YouTubers that you subscribe to, and basically I can post like a status update, I can post GIFs, I can like promote videos there, I can say like, hey, this is what I'm up to, this is where my video is, it'll be uploaded soon, or you know, and you guys can comment on that post. And so it's pretty cool. It's like essentially Twitter, which you guys know is my favorite, but on YouTube. And so I was finally approved to get the freaking community tab. People have had it for like a year, some people have, and for some reason it's just not happening. So I finally have it, and I'll be posting updates there if I have them or whatever. So if you guys want to see that, you can also go to my YouTube channel if you guys want to see if I've posted anything, and there will be like videos, this, that, and it'll say community, and you can click that, and then you guys can like leave a comment or whatever. So that was Monday. Monday night, my niece got a fever. If you guys don't know, I have a 6-year-old niece. Her name is Avery. She is the light of my life. She is my everything, my world, my precious darling baby. And she's so small and so sweet and so petite, and she's just the most amazing thing in my life. She got a fever, and Avery always gets fevers when she gets sick. I feel like that's a kid thing. I've heard this over and over again. Avery's in kindergarten, and kids there get sick all the time, and especially once she started school, these little nasty germ mongers are sick all the time, and they're getting my niece sick, and I do not appreciate it. Anyway, she came down with a fever on Monday night, but it wasn't too bad. My sister obviously was giving her medication to bring her fever down and making her feel better, getting lots of fluids and stuff. And then on Tuesday night, my sister called me and she was like, Avery has 104 fever. Even after medications, even after ibuprofen and Tylenol, piggybacking both of them, her fever was 104. And she had gone to the doctor earlier that day. My sister had gone to urgent care earlier that day. So she wasn't just letting her be sick. She went to urgent care earlier that day. They're like, maybe she has a urinary tract infection. They tested her urine. She didn't have one, but they prescribed antibiotics anyway. The point of all this is to say, my sister got a phone call at about 8:45 p.m. of the doctor saying she's confirmed she has the flu, because they did a nasal swab and they're like, she has the flu. And Katie was like, holy shit, because we've been hearing the flu is so bad. People are dying from the flu. And so me and my sister got totally freaked out, and they prescribed her Tamiflu. So I ran over to the pharmacy to go grab the Tamiflu, and the pharmacy gave me the wrong medication. They gave me Amoxiclav, which is an antibiotic. It won't work against the flu. So I get all the way back to the house, pharmacy closes, and I realize I have the wrong medication. And so we are unable to give her a dose of Tamiflu. Her fever spikes 104. She's super lethargic, not herself at all. So we rushed her to the hospital. Even after she had already been to urgent care that day, we're like, we're not screwing around with this. We go to the hospital, and we're in the emergency room, and her fever is just rampant. She's not herself. She's like a limp noodle. I can't believe I'm even saying these words, but she had what we assume to be a febrile seizure. If you don't know what those are, they are your body's last-ditch effort response to try to bring your high fever down. Basically, you start having a seizure, and I, in my literal life, have never been so scared. I was freaking out because I don't know if you guys have ever seen a seizure. I wouldn't Google it if you haven't. It's absolutely horrifying. I've never seen anything like it in my life. It traumatized me for 2 solid days after that, Wednesday and Thursday, yesterday, which is why you're getting this video today. Traumatized. Like I couldn't stop thinking about it. I could not stop crying. Seeing my tiny little baby, she's not my child, but she might as well be with how much I love her, so sick to where I couldn't help her. There's nothing I can do. She's just laying there. The image will never leave my mind. I don't know if you guys have ever seen one, but it was like, that is what nightmares are made of for me. Like, that moment was my hell on earth, seeing her in that state. It was so horrifying. And so they were able to get her fever down in the hospital. This hospital staff was the most incompetent staff I think I've ever worked with. They were so bad. just everything about what they did. The doctor was like kind of a conspiracy theorist, which fine if you don't believe in things, but he was like so anti-drug, anti-medication, anti-everything. He was just so weird. And then the nurse was talking down to us like we didn't know what we were talking about, and I really don't appreciate being talked down to. Like, I get that you have a lot of medical knowledge, but if I'm asking you a question as a concerned parent, I know I'm not her parent, but like as a concerned aunt, don't talk down to me. I just don't appreciate it. Anyway, they were really, really shitty, and they were not taking the situation seriously at all. Then they just discharged Avery from the hospital. They're like, she's fine after that. You know, they're like, we don't think that was a seizure after she had it. And I was like, no, that 100% was. Because at first they all ran in, all these doctors ran in, and they were like, that's what she's having febrile seizure. And while it was happening, it was so clearly obvious. I've known Avery for 6 years of my life. She doesn't act like that. That's what that was. I don't want to question it. And then one of the nurses was like, I don't think that's what it was. And any question we would have about it, because she didn't think it was, she would be like, it wasn't one. And she wouldn't answer our questions about it. So anyway, they were so incompetent. We will never be going back to this hospital. I don't give a shit. If I'm bleeding out, I will drive the additional 25 minutes to the better hospital, because it was awful. It was an awful situation. Avery is better. Her fever finally broke. She was at 104. Her mom has been pumping her full of fluids. She's better now. She's still sick, but her fever is not there anymore. And she's missed like a whole week of school. She's so sick. The flu is nothing to mess around with, man. Doesn't matter if you get a flu shot or anything too, you can still get it. It's just awful. And so it was horrifyingly scary. And I'm pretty good in scary situations. Like I am. I would say in emergency situations you want to have me around, because I stay really calm. But what happens is I'm so calm and so level-headed during the emergency, and then later it all comes out. So I got home that night at about 2:30 a.m. after we were at the emergency room all night, and I broke down. I couldn't get the image out of my mind. I was sobbing uncontrollably at the thought of my niece going through that. When it's a child, it just is so different. Like, if I had what happened to Avery happen to me, it'd be scary, but it's like, I'm old. I've lived a lot of life. I can understand fully what's going on. I'm not this tiny little child. But when it happens to a child, like children getting sick is there's nothing that makes me sadder in this entire world than helpless little babies being sick and they don't understand what's going on. It could make me break down into 1,000 tears right now. It was so horrifying. I hated it with my whole entire heart. I wanted nothing more than to just end that for her. She's fine now, thank God. I was just on the phone with my sister a minute ago, and I can hear her in the background growling and being a little dinosaur and stuff. So she's definitely feeling better. Thank the Lord. I prayed my heart out. I was like, I've never cried so hard. I couldn't get the image out of my mind because it was something I'd never seen before. I've seen seizures before, but never in somebody that I love so wholeheartedly. Like, I've worked in the medical field for years, and I've seen things. I've literally been there while people are having heart attacks. I've seen some really messed up stuff, especially working in veterinary. I've seen animals having seizures all the time. This was something I've never experienced before and was so scary to see. Anyway, she's just fine now. Thank the Lord. Nothing can happen to her, or I swear I will just lose it. Anyway, so that was that. That's why you're getting this video today, because for the last 2 days I'm not myself. It really threw me for a loop. It made me realize the severe importance of family, how utterly important and only important family is. Family is the number one. That's what it comes down to. At the end of the day, after all the nonsense is gone, social media turns off, who's there for you and who are you there for? Your family. And that's what it made me realize, that this life is so short that we have. In those moments when things are happening and you can't control them, those are the moments that you realize, I do not take full advantage of this life that I'm given. And I think sometimes, as horrible as this sounds, scary situations like this are good because they teach us of what's really important in this life and what really matters. And family is the only thing that really matters. So just want to get really close with my family. I've been spending more time with them, been talking to Avery more, just because you realize that, of course I love Avery and of course I spend time with her, but do I spend enough time with her? And it's in these situations when something scary happens, you start playing over the moments in your mind of like, I said no to play hide and seek because I was too busy. Or it's those things that you think about where you're like, wow, I maybe don't say I love you enough, even though I say it like a disgusting amount. I tell Zach I love him like 74,000 times a day. Same with Avery. Every time I see her, I literally look at her and I look in her little face and I'm like, I love you, I love you, I love you. She's just like, I love you too, TT, I love you so much. Like she, my family knows well and good how much I love them, but it's not enough for me. I love really hard. I don't know about you guys, but I am one of those people that I feel like it's almost a burden how much I love. If you're like in my circle and I love you a sick amount. I'm not like freaky about it, but I love so hard that when something happens to somebody I love, it ruins me. And that's why I it's like my biggest fear in life is dying and people around me dying. Anyway, I think that's a part of me that some of you guys probably know because you've been on my live streams and stuff and watched me sob my face off about things, but I love really hard. And so that's one thing that I like because I love love. It's the most amazing thing in this world, but it also is one of those things that like crushes you when it ends somehow. So anyway, that's why I retreat. When something happens to my family or something happens in this world, I retreat back to family. It is good because it keeps me grounded. If you've never lost anyone in your life before, like you watching this right now, if you've never lost anyone before, you wouldn't know. I have lost a lot of my family. There's not very many of us left. And so I think the deaths that we have had in our family have really made me appreciate the people that we have left so much more. Avery better live till she's 137, or I swear, all my life. Like that girl, it's crazy. I don't know if you guys have kids or if you have nieces or nephews. I don't have kids of my own, so I don't understand the love of a mother having for a child. But what I do know is that as an aunt, I am just Avery's aunt, but the amount of love I feel for that child is immeasurable. Like if anything happened to her, I think I would actually fall over dead of heartbreak. It's so weird because even though she's not mine, she is such an important part of my life. Like I love that kid so much. It's weird because until you have either a niece or nephew, like I couldn't understand it because I couldn't relate. Can't relate. Now I relate. And I can't even imagine the love a parent feels for their child. Oh man, I bet it's just overwhelmingly, disgustingly so much that you can't even believe how much you love them. So yeah, that's where I'm at right now. Anyway, she's fine. She's all good. I just talked to her. She's totally being a crazy little monster girl and having a good time and feeling so much better. And that makes me like breathe a huge sigh of relief so I can carry on living my life. And that's that. Also, this week, I believe it was on Monday or Tuesday, I found out that I am a finalist in the Shorty Awards, which is crazy. So if you guys didn't know, if you're a newer subscriber, you've missed a couple of videos maybe that I mentioned it. I was nominated for a Shorty Award, which is basically, I'm in the category Best in Beauty. So it's a real awards show and it's going to be held in New York City next month on April 15th. I don't know if it's open to the public at all. I'm trying to iron out the details right now and get flights and hotels and stuff like that situated, but I will be in New York City on April 15th. I think I'm gonna go from like the 12th to the 16th or 17th. I'm not quite sure. Sometime in there, I believe that's when we're looking at. It's gonna be so good. And I'm gonna try, if I can, to swing by IMATS on the Saturday beforehand. It's been proving difficult to get tickets. And so I'm gonna try my best to go to IMATS maybe for Saturday. So if you guys are gonna be at New York IMATS, let me know because I would love to meet you if you guys are gonna be there. So I'm gonna try to do that as well. And that's one other thing. I'm so excited to be in the Shorty Awards. It feels so unreal to me because it is an actual realized awards show. Like celebrities are nominated and a bunch of amazing people in a bunch of different industry and categories. And yeah, so I am up for a Shorty Award and I am so excited. I don't think I'm gonna win, but either way, I don't care. As long as I get to go, and that sounds like such an amazing experience, and Zach's gonna go with me. And yeah, I'm really excited. I can't believe it. So if you guys voted for me to get me through to the finals in the Shorty Awards, I thank you endlessly. It worked. You guys got me there. Thank you so much. I can't believe I'm a finalist. It's just like, what even is life? It's so weird. It's so cool though, and I appreciate you guys so much. And let's think, what else do I have to talk about? There's definitely, I have things I want to talk about, but I'm still holding off on until I know for sure. That's pretty much it. I'm so sorry that this is the video you guys get. I really have been so crappy at YouTube lately. I do not like missing uploads, but I also do understand emergencies happen. That was a true emergency. There was no way to get around it, and it really shook me to my core. So things are hopefully about to get back to normal, and you'll be seeing lots more makeup videos. I have some fun videos, ideas that I want to do, some like fun things. I like just doing funner videos and making things like have some humor in them. Obviously today's video is not funny in the slightest, but you know, not everything's always funny. Yeah, I'm going to get a facial tonight. I've only ever had one other facial in my life, and it was more of like just kind of exfoliating my face with like Dermalogica stuff. So this one is going to be a hydrofacial. I've never had one before, but I'm about to go get one. And I'm excited because I'll let you guys know how it pans out. It sounds hopefully like it's gonna be good. It's expensive, so we'll see. Hopefully it's actually helpful, but my skin is so textured, so dry, full of like closed comedones. I just need to like have extractions. They said that this is like a no squeezing extraction. It's like a auto extraction, they called it. So we'll see. I'm gonna talk to them all about it and see what they recommend for my skin. But I've been breaking out like a mother lately. My whole chin area, when I get stressed, I get zits. Stress zits, and that's been my face lately. So I'm about to get my first like real ass facial at like a esthetician's office. Hopefully it's good. I'm excited. That's tonight, and you guys are awesome, and I appreciate you, and I thank you so much for everything, and I hope you guys have a great day, and I love you so much, and I will see you at my next video. Bye.